Laynie Lashes here, and welcome to the channel. How are you guys doing today? Leave it down below. I seriously love hearing about you guys and how your lives are going and anything you want to tell me, really. I love chatting and getting to know you. So today is a very exciting day because if you've been along my channel journey, I have a toddler. She's upstairs playing, so if you hear lots of crazy sounds, that's what it is. We live here, okay? And anyways, I've been on a journey, okay? I dived in hardcore to the beauty, and I am never giving up on beauty. Love I have for beauty. I still love playing with makeup. It is definitely a passion of mine. But post the Rona, like many of us, we kind of got out of the real super glam obsessed makeup world because we had no reason to be getting glam, and we were wearing crap on our face where you couldn't see what we were wearing anyways. So I really started to dive into fragrance. I think many of us have. I've always been a fragrance lover. If you go back years on my channel, and I mean years, I've been here for a minute, okay? I am not a spring chicken. I've always loved perfume. It started because of my grandmother, who's now beautiful and 90 years old, which is amazing. But I have very fond memories of going to her house, and she kept her little handful of perfumes on her vanity, and I would love smelling them, and I loved the way she smelled. And my grandma, I think, is the one who got me hooked on beauty, because when she would get tired of some makeup or some perfume, she would give it to me. And I just thought I was the coolest thing since sliced bread, getting to rock these things that my very beautiful and glamorous grandmother rocked. We call her Sassy Grams for a reason, okay? I've always enjoyed fragrance, but in the last year, I've dived in deep, you guys. Figuring out what works for me, what doesn't work for me, learning about different notes, different houses, all the jazz. And some videos I really enjoy watching are monthly perfume tray videos. I first found them through Amy Glam. I'll link her channel down below. I enjoy her stuff so much. And now that my collection has been growing, I say the last year, but it might be 2 years or close to 2 years. It was definitely after my daughter was born. She's almost 2, so the months and days and years are a little blurry once you have kiddos, at least for me. Maybe it's just me. Now that my collection has grown quite large, I'm almost afraid to do a collection video because I feel the judgment coming through already. I really feel like having a monthly perfume tray in rotation will help me use products and not be wasteful, because I really hate being wasteful. So if you enjoy fragrance content, beauty content, and lifestyle content, make sure you click that subscribe button, join the Lash fam. You will not regret it. Now let's pick out some fragrance. So I'm really not sure the best way to do this because I have a very small, okay, it's really not that small, but for the amount of perfume I have, the shelf I have is quite small and tight to get near when it comes to filming. Like, I cannot set up my actual filming gear and get into this area I'm sitting in right now. Filming with my phone for this portion will have to be the next best thing. This is my cold month section. Eventually I want to have a different setup, but for now this is working, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then up here the lighting is much better because it is not all the way on the ground. This is what I call my every season fragrances. It's things that I feel like I can reach for no matter the weather. They're just kind of easy grabs, but really just more good for any season, any weather. And I just feel like putting my fragrances in a seasonal category helps me narrow down what to wear. And then I also have this little getup up here with some body sprays, kind of a mixture. I kind of stuck to certain brands in this portion, so there is quite a bit to pick from. And winter is my least favorite season. One thing I have to look forward to is rocking my more powerful, my more gourmand, my sweeter, my a little sexier perfumes. So I think this is where I shall reach from the most for my tray. I'm gonna grab some things, take them over to my tray, and we will pinpoint what we're going to put on the tray. Okay, I feel like picking was a little bit easier than I expected. Sometimes I have a really hard time picking out what fragrance I want to wear. I did primarily stick to my winter cold months shelf, but I will say, just because I have them seasonal doesn't mean I never pick for ones that are like more warm weather or summer. But living where it gets pretty cold, I definitely find myself in the cold months reaching for a more gourmand, strong, winter-esque fragrance. One of my goals with doing this perfume tray is to whittle things down, figure out if there's fragrances I really don't like, they don't work for me, they don't smell good on me, and also just to make sure nothing is really getting neglected. I bought this because I heard rave reviews. This is Les Nuits Trésor by Lancôme. I heard rave reviews. I heard it was getting discontinued. I don't know if that's true. And I thought the bottle was beautiful, but this is the one downside to blind buying. I usually have pretty good success with blind buying. This is not what I thought it was going to be at all. I get a lot of patchouli in there. It's supposed to be like a strawberry jammy rose, and I get all of that, but I get a lot of patchouli, and I just don't think I like this one, and I never reach for it. So I'm going to force myself to use this, figure out if I like it, because if I don't like it, I'm going to sell it. Like, this is a beautiful big bottle. If someone loves this, like, I would rather go to a home where it's going to get use. So we're going to put that in the tray. One that I want to just grab for, to me this really isn't wintry at all, but I just was sent this in Influenster. This is Daisy Love Marc Jacobs Paradise. I really enjoy it, but to my nose it's very springy, fresh, kind of juicy, fruity, and I just want to give it a proper wear so I can give it a fair review. I like to be very honest when I review things for Influenster. Something I've been loving to reach for, but I grabbed because I love layering, and I kind of want to play with some layering combos, so that way eventually I can share some really good layering stuff with you guys. And this is Penrose Gilded Fox, and this is Ellis Brooklyn Bee. I actually picked this up from Macari. I don't buy on there often unless I feel really comfortable with a buyer, but I was like, ooh, I don't want to pay full price for that, but I really want it in my collection. So I thought that Bee and Gilded Fox may work well together. They both have kind of a boozy vibe to them. So I thought, oh, maybe those would pair well together. Speaking of Ellis Brooklyn, I also reached for Milk. I thought I hated this the first time I sprayed it, and it got a lot of hate on its launch, and I get why. At first sniff, there's something about it that does kind of remind you of, like, I get the baby formula comments, the kind of almost too milky comments, but after having a chance to wear it a few times, I just get straight up melted vanilla bean ice cream. The amount of alcohol you smell when you first spray it is kind of intense. It's a little like, ugh, it needs to dry down a bit, but I wanted to play with this and try pairing it with stuff that I wish was a little bit more creamy, and that would be Black Opium. I love the Black Opium Illicit Green because it has a fig note that gives it a really beautiful creaminess. I really want to try the brand new Black Opium launch that has like 4 vanillas in it. It's calling my name, but I will not get it until I use this bad boy up. I've had this for years. This was actually the first perfume my hubby got me. So it's like almost heartbreaking to use it up because it just holds a special place in my heart. But I thought maybe these two could go together and it could bring out a little more vanilla and milkiness, because I love Black Opium, but I don't find myself reaching for it a lot. One, I was like, okay, I have to put it in there because I just got this at Christmas. Cacharel, yes I am, and I have not had a chance to wear this at all. And I was like, okay, I don't even really know what she smells like. Another blind buy. You guys, if you're new here and you hate people that blind buy, I'm so sorry. I don't think we're gonna hit it off because I love blind buying. I always warn you guys, like, blind buying is not the smartest idea. It's not a safe way to gamble with your money, but it can be exhilarating. And this is one of those that I was like, I saw a really good deal at Walgreens and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I don't know what it smells like, but I'm gonna do it. And I sniffed it in the cap, but I haven't worn her, so she's going on the tray. Something I was like, you know what? You need to put this in there. because you never reach for it, and that is Flowerbomb. I received this from Influenster, and I feel like this is one people love or hate. I just am not really drawn to it. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's just, to me, kind of not special. Especially the more perfume I get, I kind of like stuff that's a little bit unique, a little different. And she's a little blah to me, okay? I love the bottle, and I get that at one time this would have been kind of like the thing. But now there's so much out there, so many fragrances, so many options. I think she's getting pushed to the back burner. I hardly ever reach for her, so for that reason, she's going in the tray. Another one that may not be wintry at all, but I've never given a true proper wear. Like, I've worn it like once, didn't love it, never reached for it. It's Gucci Rush. People love it. Like people either love it or they hate it. I feel like fragrance is kind of like that in general. But I was like, you know what? I don't ever reach for that. I'm going to give it a go. One thing is my tray is not the biggest, so we're going to make it work here. 2 that I hope will fit on the tray. 3, actually 3 left. Okay, so I grabbed Absolutio by Novatose. I picked this up because, one, I have really come to enjoy the Novatose brand. It's a little more unisex than I would like. I'm a girly girl. I like very feminine leaning fragrances. This is very unisex. I fell for this one because there was a time where I was all about discovering every Baccarat Rouge dupe there ever was. Don't get me wrong, still love that type of scent. Love it. Love Cloud 2.0, love my alt dupe, love my Zara dupes. Like, I still love that style of fragrance. This on me, the driftwood, comes out very strong. The driftwood note in here is like intense. I get a very dry woodiness that part of it bothers me. Another blind buy. I don't think you can get Novatose in store anywhere. I love the little bit of cinnamony note in here, the almond, the sweetness. Like, there's so many things about this that I love until I get to that one dry down with that dry driftwood. It just rubs me the wrong way. I was looking at my collection, like, what could I pair with this to bring out some of those notes that I enjoy more? And I saw my Amande by Soli Notes. There are other things in here, but it's basically a very almond forward fragrance. I actually get a little bit of like a cinnamon cherry vibe, and almond can come across very cherry-like. So I thought, okay, I love the almond sweetness in here and the spice. So I'm gonna pair these together. This is Banana Republic Dark Cherry and Amber. I don't find myself reaching for. I actually wore it today because I don't get good longevity from it. I enjoy the scent of it. Honestly, a lot of people say this reminds them of Baccarat, and I could see that. To me, the one way I think of Baccarat is like a glass aura it leaves around you. It just leaves this very translucent scent cloud that's sweet and different and unique. And I get that vibe with this. To me, it is not a dupe at all. It's very much all on its own. Doesn't smell like Baccarat, but I get why some people pick up a similar vibe. It's beautiful. I love it on initial spray, but I don't get good longevity from it. This was one of those like Burlington finds. I love hunting at TJ Maxx, Ross, and Burlington. It's so fun. And I heard really good things about this. I love it, but I wish it lasted longer. But I am going to stick it in here because I do think there's a chance that this could be pretty with Black Opium, Absolutio, Amande by Soli Notes. Like, I feel like there's some stuff she could play with. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did. It was so fun to really dive into my fragrance collection and like think about things, because usually I just like run down here as I'm getting ready for work and I'm like, okay, what kind of matches up with my feeling, my clothes today, the weather, and it's a very like quick snap decision. This is kind of a fun way to really put thought into my fragrance collection, and also such a good way to narrow down what works for me, what doesn't work for me, what needs decluttered. And then of course, when I'm in the mood to buy some more fragrances, I can figure out like, okay, no, you have something just like that, you don't need 2 of them. So if you guys enjoy these fragrance tray videos, please let me know down below. I'm so excited to add this to my channel, so I hope you guys are too. Making sure you are entertained as well, obviously, is so important to me. And as always, please try to stay positive, because at the end of the day, that is truly all we can try to do. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.